think I'm live. I've got to get my act together. Okay, let me move this back. Let me move myself back. And, okay. I am here live because I still cannot edit, upload on my iMac. I just need to call the Apple people. I did figure out a way to delete a bunch of my memory, but I'm not sure if I did it. I still need to do more. Okay, I don't want to talk about that. I have to catch my breath. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to touch my hair because that makes my mom mad. Alrighty. Hello, you guys. Hi Galen. We are having an open house Saturday, tomorrow, 1 to 3. So I have a friend here who's washing my windows. He does an excellent job. And so those will be nice and sparkling. I do that twice a year and I need to. So it's gonna be fun to get that done. They'll look great. Plus we have a ton of windows, which is nice until they're dirty. Okay. Thank you guys for going with me on my walk around Palm Springs walk. It was a short walk, but it was fun. And as you know, I was there because I was having lunch with some of my gal pals. We ate lunch at this place that I had never been to called Farm, not The Farm, Farm. And you guys, if I could take every one of you there, I would take you. It was so divine. I mean, really special. First of all, it's outdoors and it's a small space, not too small, but small. And everything is covered by shade of trees. Plus they have the patio umbrellas to protect you as well from the sun and from the leaves falling from the trees and so on. And they have this beautiful music playing, not too loud, not too soft, just beautiful and just right. And the menu is, I want to say it's not very varied. For breakfast, they had beautiful omelets, they had crepes, they had cheeses and fruits. I ended up having a garden salad, it was lots of fresh greens from their garden with dates. I love dates, avocados, just all kinds of fresh vegetables, tossed in a very light vinaigrette. And then they gave each one of us a beautiful baguette, like French baguette about this big, top and bottom. That was fresh and crunchy on the outside and soft on the inside. But each one of us gals ordered a cocktail. Well, we started out with ice water with a lemon, but then we each had a cocktail. I'm not going to tell you about mine until I tell you about my girlfriends. Okay, two of my lady friends ordered. I wish I was not live because I would show you pictures of this, but I don't know how to insert them when I'm going live. Two of my lady friends ordered a Bloody Mary. Now, there are Bloody Marys and then there are Bloody Marys. This one was a Bloody Mary. The glass, of course, was tall. It was spicy. But inside the glass, they had, let's see if I can remember all the ingredients, all the vegetables they had put in there. They had a dill pickle. They had a peppercini. They did not have lettuce. They actually had a slice of pineapple, which doesn't make sense, and they gave me the pineapple. They had a ginormous strip of extra thick, crunchy bacon. They had so much stuff in that Bloody Mary that my girlfriends almost said they didn't need to order lunch because the drink was their lunch. Of course, I had to have sip, and it was very spicy. I have a, that acid reflux going on, so I couldn't have there's something about tomatoes and spicy, like salsa and tomato stuff, that I just suffer later on in the evening. But these Bloody Marys were so awesome. I've never seen anything. They were beyond a Bloody Mary bar. Okay, I ordered a cocktail. I ordered, what I love to drink is that grapefruit and vodka. Okay, so it came in a nice little rocks glass, and there was one ice cube in it, and it was a circle ice cube. It was a big circle ice cube that took up almost the whole glass. But inside the circle ice cube was a frozen flower from their garden, a frozen wildflower, maybe even two. It was like orangish and purple-ish, so it could have been two flowers. That was so artistic and so beautiful. I just felt like a queen. So I did take a picture of it, and if I could insert the picture here, I would, but I don't know how to do it going live. It was absolutely a beautiful drink. As were the Bloody Marys. Okay, so yes, we had a great time. This place that we went was called Farm. I recommend it if anyone's in Palm Springs. It's by C's Candy, downtown, where I walked you around the old part of town. Okay, I did mention we're having an open house, so Galen's here doing the windows. He also does carpet cleaning. I highly recommend him. So I've got a lot of stuff to do to get things really spiffy for tomorrow, and I will do it. I'm going to go to the nursery and buy some flowers. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is I got this in the mail yesterday, Medicare and You. Now, I'm on Medicare, and I've been on it for 3 years. But, every year at this time, they approach you because I guess at least in California, our Medicare plan is good for 1 year. Then you have to sign up, re-sign up. Well, last year, it could have been a big mistake, but I signed up on a different plan. I mean, I have Medicare, but then that Part B, that you have to, the other part, the secondary part that you have to buy, I switched to another plan because they offer dental. Now, the dental they offer is not like full dental, but you can have your teeth cleaned twice a year for like minimal $10 or something. And they cover, they cover cavities, they cover fillings, they cover their normal range. And then my deductible was worth switching to another plan B or whatever it is. So now I see I get this and I'm thinking, do I want to, my broker comes over, explains everything to me, thank you, Lord, and then he tells me, this is really good, or, it's not really much of a difference. So I kind of dread this time of year when it comes to this whole Medicare thing, because I kind of don't get it. And I don't want to get it. I just want to know I'm taken care of. But then, of course, the other side of my brain kicks in and says, don't be so stupid. You have to be on top of this. This is huge, especially as I get older. Know what in the world I'm doing. So, of course, I do. Okay, then the next thing I want to talk about, I got this letter in the mail. I'm not even going to show it to you because I'm so afraid someone may recognize it. It's handwritten. And it's from supposedly someone, not an ex-student of mine, but someone that knew me when I was teaching. They knew the names of the people in my family. Their handwriting was very elementary. Their spelling and voice of their letter was very like sixth grade or fifth grade maybe. And it was a female, and she mentioned things that only she would know, like about when I was a teacher and stuff like that. But first of all, I don't know this person. I don't recognize the name. I don't recognize anything about it. And she's asking for money, and her plea is desperation, that not only do people depend on me to give her money, to give her people money, it's a serious situation. It's an emergency, and I need to give her money. Well, of course, I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out mostly that she knows the name of all of family members, but she got a few things wrong. So, and plus I don't know this person. And then she said a few other things that were kind of interesting that I'm not going to go into. But this whole idea of scamming older people, scamming the elderly. Now, just before I set this video up, I was watching this news clip that said about either someone's written a book and they're advertising their book or something like that, but they're talking about, that when we get these robocalls or when we get these neutral letters in the mail that talk about, if we give our information, we have money coming to us, or if we give our information, then the IRS will relax and we won't be have to be arrested by the IRS. I get 2 robocalls about all my information has been stolen, and it is a robot voice. It is not a human being. So, and I get this call. For a while I was getting it at least once a day. And they were saying, my identity has been stolen and my social security number has been compromised. And if I don't want to be, if I don't want to really go down with a sinking ship, I better call this number and I better give them this information. So, and then I get this other stupid call, and you guys do too, about, my loan for $250,000 has been approved. So all I have to do is call this number back, and I can collect my $250,000. And, I didn't apply for a loan, and I'm not going to answer Mr. Robocall, but how many elderly people that aren't as with it as we are answer those calls? How many of our parents or how many of our siblings that are very, that maybe they're getting a little demented and they don't understand what's going on, so they give their information. And I think that's just criminal. And you guys even know that a lot of the junk mail we get looks so real. In fact, I also recently had this horrible thing happen where I was getting my nails done, and I got a message, a text message from my husband's cousin's wife, who we vacation together. So yes, I know her. They know me. We know our families are together. And she texted me and told me I had won the Publisher Clearinghouse. The only way she knew that I had won is because she had won and she saw my name on the list. And how much money did I win? Because she won like $190,000 or something. So I was like, what? Oh, I'm so happy for you. Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? I haven't heard from you in a while. Why are you just now telling me this? What are you guys going to do with the money? So we had a communication. She said they're going to start a business, and they were thrilled, and she got the money within the same day that she found out she won, and the same thing will happen to me. All I have to do is call this number. So I did, I texted the number, and they said, well, what's your name? What's your address? Blah, blah, blah. Of course, I gave it to them. And then they said, we'll contact you in a little while. So, 10 minutes went by. Like I said, I was getting my nails done, so I was a captive audience. They text me, long story short, yes, I have won like $160,000 from that sweepstakes company that, they bring the big check by your house, Publishers Clearinghouse. Yes, I've won the money, and I just have to give them a little more information so they can check to make sure I'm the right person. What street do I live on? Blah, blah, blah. I tell them. Then they say, in the meantime, I'm writing Vera. Vera's messaging me, oh, I can't believe you won. I knew you did. I saw your name on the list. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. This is, how can I win? I don't even do Publisher Clearinghouse. And she's saying, oh, it doesn't matter. They have so many that they just pull out or whatever. So long story short, after we message back and forth, then they say to me, we can deliver your check for like 160,000 or whatever it was. Once you send money to us, you have to send $2,500 to us. Then that will pay for the mailing and the getting there and the hoopla surrounded to bring you this money. Well, of course, that was all I needed to know. So I said, what? So I thought about it for a minute, and I wrote to my cousin's wife, cousin-in-law's wife. And I said, this is a big scam. Why didn't you tell me? Well, of course, it wasn't her. None of this was real. It was all fake. They get our names off of Facebook or Messenger or something. So I said, so I said to the publisher clearinghouse person, this is fraud. I'm turning you in to the IRS. I'm turning you in to the government. Do not contact me again. I tell the person that says she's my relative the same thing. I said, do not contact me again. This is fraud. I'm turning you into the IRS or whatever I said. And so then they didn't say anything for like 10 minutes. Then they started bombarding me again. Are you kidding? You would risk not getting this money because you think this is a fraud. How do we know this about you? How do we know that about you? This is not a fraud. You are a winner. Well, of course, I was not a winner, and then I did continue to say, I've been instructed not to talk to you, delete, I'm blocking you, which I did. How many people would be so overjoyed to hear that information, to want to receive that kind of money, and send them $2,500, and then of course they would disappear. So I just think it's horrible, the scamming that they do, that so many people out there do upon senior citizens. And I don't like to think of myself as a senior, but I am. And so I have to be on top of things like that and not fall for that. And just before I hang up, a friend of mine received a check in the mail. You know how they send you, this could be yours, and it looks like a really valid check. Well, a friend of mine took the check to the bank to deposit it. It was that real. And even the checker took it. And then the checker said, I'm not sure I'm having trouble with this check. Well, anyway, after a lot of rigmarole, they realized that the check was commercial. It was not a real check, but they had made it look so real that it fooled the banker just about, and certainly my friend. So I think we really have to be on top of this stuff, you guys. It's just crazy how they take advantage of us. God, I'm exhausted. I have one more thing to talk about. I don't even think I can get to it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I was coming home the other day. I was in my car, my radio, my Frank Sinatra's playing. And, we have great bicycle lanes here. We are an outdoor community, especially California, it's such an outdoor lifestyle. So our city really promotes biking and, so hence we have great bike trails and bike lanes is what I'm really getting at. So when you drive down the street, there are lanes going this way, lanes coming this way, but on either side, they have quite a large space for people who ride their bikes. And they have a lane on the highway, on the streets as well. Great. I'm all for bikers. I think that's great. But do the bikers stay in the biker lane? No. They stay in whatever lane they feel like. They swerve. They ride their bikes in this lane and that lane. I become very, very cautious when I'm near a biker because I know that they don't stay in the biker lane if they don't feel like it, and they swerve into my lane, and then they're in front of me, which means I have to go very slowly because even though a biker can pedal fast, it's not as fast as a person can drive their car, which means the people behind me are braking and getting very cautious, like thinking, what's going on with you, lady, that you're going so slow, and I want to say there's a person on their bike in front of me. So I am really disgusted with these bikers, the ones that take advantage of the road. I think they hog the road. I think they feel like, they can do whatever they want because they're exercising and they're healthy and they're going to be a biker, and they can just ride however they want, whichever lane they feel like. They can stop when they want to stop. They can slow down when they want to slow down. They don't always do arm signals. They just feel like the road belongs to them, and the rest of us better watch out for them, because heaven forbid we'd hit one of them and we would be sued. So, well, of course I wouldn't want to hit anybody and I wouldn't want to hurt anybody. And I am thrilled for people that are biking, but I think sometimes many bikers take advantage of the road, and in doing so, they endanger the rest of us. And that's my complaint. Okay, you guys, I've done nothing but complain since I've been on the phone today. I'm going to go to the nursery. I need to get some fresh flowers. I have some polishing and shining to do before tomorrow for the open house. And so I want to say thank you for joining me today. P.S. I love you. And until our next conversation.